Hey, what's up? It's Eric from Campnab. In today's Campnab Q&A, I'm going to answer a question that's kind of a little weird. It's what is the difference between a park, a campground, and a campsite? And the reason this question is weird is that most of us already know the answer. However, I've had a number of people contact me using these terms interchangeably. And this can sometimes be confusing both for me and the person I'm helping. While I've got you here for a couple of minutes, I figure let's just quickly do a summary. If you already know this, don't worry about it, but if it's useful, great. Let's start at the most atomic level. A campsite is a spot where you and let's say your family can camp. Now, campsites come in a number of different shapes, sizes, locations, and so on. The most common campsites are for a single party, typically for a family. Most times they'll be set on a gravel pad that you can drive your car onto. Common attributes in a campsite will be a picnic table, perhaps a fire pit, maybe a grill, that sort of thing. Some campsites are made specifically for those with accessibility requirements. That's very cool, and you can typically find more information about accessible or ADA sites on the park's website. You can drive into some campsites, you can walk into some campsites, and I've even been to some boat-in campsites. There's a wide variety. Of course, there are front country campsites that are easy to access, and backcountry campsites that are going to take a little bit more work, but tend to be worth the effort if you love getting deeper into nature. There are double campsites, which will better facilitate two families camping together. There are also group campsites that can be reserved by large groups of people, often for reunions or staff parties or get-togethers or whatever. Now, when you cluster a whole bunch of campsites together, you have a campground. And a campground commonly will map out a bit like a suburban neighborhood. You'll drive into the park, you'll go into a campground. As you move around that campground, you'll see the specific campsites numbered. Find your number, get to your spot, set up, have a great time. Next, we move on to parks. There are different kinds of parks, but for the sake of this video, I'm talking about large land masses that often are protected. They could be recognized on a provincial, state, national, or potentially international level. And these are often protected areas due to their beauty, unique ecosystems, or potentially just features that make them special. Some parks do not contain campgrounds. Others contain many campgrounds. It all depends on the park. I should also note there are some campgrounds that are not in parks, and often these are private campgrounds that are on private land instead of on public lands. I think that covers the gist of it. I hope I didn't get too carried away or make any total mistakes in that, but generally this should help you when you're booking a campsite and when you're looking at parks and campgrounds to know which is which. If you have comments, leave them in the comments section below. If you have questions, you can reach us one-on-one via chat on campnab.com, or you can send an email to howdy@campnab.com. Thanks, and have a great time in nature. Happy camping.